Ladies and gentlemen, there's a very good news between the US and the China in their discussion on the tariff war. And I think it's important for me to update everybody real time, as this is a breaking news. Please watch to the end to know the implication to the stock market. So this is a breaking news. The tariff war has been going on for some time, but the only two countries that it really matters that could potentially make or break the entire financial world, economy, and stock market is between these two gentlemen, okay? Between US and China. And let me give you the good news. So disclaimer, this content is for education and entertainment, not financial advice. Please hit subscribe for more important real-time updates as I break to you very important news and provide a stock market perspective to it. So the good news is that Donald Trump has signed off an executive order that extends the China tariff truce by 3 months. So President Trump's orders comes as a reprieve from the threat of escalating tariff and export control, which has rocked the global economy earlier this year. So Trump has signed an executive order on Monday extending a trade truce between US and China for another 3 months, continuing the reprieve from the escalating tariff war and export control. The extension now is until November the 10th, giving the countries more time to work out their differences and set the stage for a potential summit between Trump and Xi Jinping later this year. And Trump has actually suggested that there have been progress in negotiation. Now, remember, I've always said that between US and China, it's a situation where they ting ting. That means they fight and they stop and they fight and they stop. So actually, I don't think it's easy for them to come to agreement. I think this kind of unstable stability will continue for quite some time. So I wouldn't see this as it's just an extension. I think this will continue for quite some time, in my personal opinion. They've been dealing quite nicely. The relationship is very good with Xi Jinping and myself, said Donald Trump. This is actually bullshit. Donald Trump has always been saying, I got a good relationship with this president, that president, and then slapped them very hard on tariff and things like that. This is pretty shameless of him. So top economic officials has been working around the clock, to be frank, to finalize a temporary agreement, okay, to reach during the meeting in Sweden last month to extend the truce. So the deadline for the truce was to expire on Tuesday. So they extended it right now. So that's good, right? 90-day extension. And I think this kind of extension will potentially have several rounds of extension. So with the clock ticking, Donald Trump called on China to quadruple its purchase of American soybean, noted that doing so would help reduce America's trade deficit with China. So China is worried about a shortage of soybean, and our farmers, okay, our great farmers produce the most robust soybean, right? So you say that one has shortage, one has a lot of supply. Why don't we just match make? Soybean prices soared to a 2-week high after President Donald Trump urged China to quadruple its purchases, though analysts question the feasibility of any such deal. China, the world's biggest soybean importer, has yet to repurchase soybean from the upcoming US harvest amidst trade tension with Washington. An unusual delay has fueled concern among US farmers and traders as export season approaches. So rapid service will be provided. Thank you, President Xi. They said Trump a late night Sunday social media post. So I think anchor on this deal hopefully is a soybean trade deal, which I don't think they have signed anything. So China import roughly 105 million metric ton of soybean last year, and quadrupling shipment will require China to import part of its soybean from US, okay, and that will also mean that you will stop all imports from Brazil as well. It's very unlikely that China will ever buy 4 times its usual volume of soybean from US, said Johnny Xiang, founder of Beijing-based Agar Radar Consulting. How did the stock market react? Well, right now, the futures market is holding steady because I think they are actually assuming that this US-China truce is going to be extended. So in fact, this is an expected outcome. Nobody expected anything otherwise, but if the reverse were to happen, then there'll be a major calamity and the stock market will have crashed. So right now the stock market is holding steady, but they're all waiting for a bigger news, which is the July inflation report, which can go either way. The US inflation report is coming out, and the US stock market is kind of a flat line right now, waiting for the inflation to come out. And this is the one that is scaring the whole stock market right now, because everybody is really afraid that tariff will bring up the prices. So the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the BLS, is set to release the CPI numbers for July today, okay, at 8:30 Eastern time, which is roughly about 8:30 Singapore time. So what will be in the report will be the inflation number for both headline and core inflation. The economist is now forecasting a 2.8% year-on-year inflation, up from the June 2.7. Core inflation expected to hover around 3.1%. So if the numbers go above that, then the market will have a negative reaction. And if the number comes below that, then there'll be a positive reaction for both the stock market and the bond market as well. So will the US inflation number withstand pressure from Trump? We don't know. We'll know it tonight at 8:30. So I'll try to go live at 8:30 with you guys, okay, if I can. So please follow us very closely and tightly. Hit subscribe. So key takeaway is this. The US-China trade extension is an expected outcome. The markets already factored in this news. If it did not happen, that means the extension did not happen, then there will be a major disaster. Stock market will crash. But since it has happened, the stock market is expected to just continue whatever its trajectory is. And I think this is a very good news. Okay, this is very good news. So all eyes are on the CPI numbers tonight. 8:30 Singapore time or Eastern time, 8:30 a.m. So I'll try to keep everybody real-time informed. So don't miss that one. This is a big news. Okay, this is big news. So hit subscribe. And supposing it turns out inflation turns out in a very big way, then could be a major crash and a buying opportunity for some of us. So don't miss this. And I'll see you tonight on it. Okay. All right. With this, thank you, and I'll see you tonight. Bye-bye. I'm back in Korea in my favorite place where I do my work, and guess where I am? Hello boy, how are you? Okay, so I'll show you around. Yo, that's a lovely cat, right? Oh, you're so lovely. Okay, and what about you? You there? Okay, you're this fierce looking one. Cat cafe are very popular in Myeongdong, and this cat looks not so interested. How are you? Oh, you look so cute also. And what about you? Oh man, you got a piggy face. Chu Chu Lian. This is a Persian, right? Oh, this cat cafe is the cat are warmer. There's another one we went to. The cat wasn't so warm. Okay, very nice. There's so many cats around. Wow. Okay. Oh, okay. This is probably the cutest. Okay, and you can feed them with chicken breast meat. Oh, come. Okay, it's really cute. Okay, that's another one. Hi there, how are you? Why you look so... Oh, you need for a rub. Okay, that's pretty cute. Okay, so to come in this place ain't expensive. You can spend the whole day here, do some work for cat lovers like me. Yep, that'll be great. Okay, I was thinking one of these days I should have a cat cafe in Malaysia. Okay, you know, I like to work in a place like this. You know, you can do a work and you have a company of feline friends around. Okay, they just sit here, relax, doing good. There's another one over here. Hey, hi guys, you know, how are you guys doing? Yeah, very nice out of the world experience, right? Okay, how much is the ticket to come here?
30,000 won.
Okay, so for about 13 Sing, you get a free cup of tea and drink, plus unlimited time here, right? So imagine you just pay rental for this place. it'll be more than that, right? So I super enjoying this place. So this is an alternative to Starbucks and all this place for me to work when I'm in Korea.